everyone, I'm Twinkie Chan and I'm excited to partner up with Treetopia to bring you some fun and easy Halloween house decorating ideas. I'm feeling a monster theme right now because they can either be really scary or really cute. I think mine are going to end up pretty cute, but you can let me know what you think. I'll show you how to make 2 different edible kinds of decorations for your tree that are also super easy to create. To make your monster cookies, you probably have a lot of these ingredients in your house already. 2 3/4 cup of flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of unsalted butter, 3/4 cup of white sugar, 1 large egg, 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a cookie cutter. I'm using one that's 4 inches in diameter, but you can use whatever you have, a straw or something that will cut out a tiny circle in your dough in order to string up our cookies and turn them into ornaments. Grab an assortment of candy eyeballs. They can be yellow or green. I also have a selection of just white eyeballs in different sizes. Feel free to use whatever you have. For the icing to decorate our cookies, you'll need 4 cups of powdered sugar. This will ultimately make about 3 cups of icing, so be prepared, you might need to make more. 3 tablespoons of meringue powder and 4 tablespoons of water. Couple pastry bags, at least 1 for each color of cookie that you're going to decorate. This is a Wilton tip number 233. It has a bunch of little holes to create grassy and hairy textures. I have a selection of neon colored food coloring in the gel form. You can also use any color that you have around the house, and it doesn't have to be gel either. It can just be a regular food coloring. Some yarn or string. This is some gold colored thin ribbon in order to hang the cookies. Lastly, you'll need some parchment paper. This is not only important for baking, but we're also going to use it to roll out the dough. For your spooky eyeballs, you'll need a bunch of marshmallows. You can use the jumbos from the store. These are extra super jumbo roaster camping style marshmallows, but you don't have to go this big if you don't feel like it. Some red candy melts. Mine melted as they shipped to me and came out in these weird clumps. Don't worry about it if yours look that way too. We're gonna melt this all down anyway. More candy eyes. These are the large size candy eyeballs from Wilton. A couple of toothpicks and a Ziploc bag. In a large bowl, whisk together your flour, your baking powder, and your salt. With an electric mixer, beat together your butter and your sugar. It's usually easier if you wait until your butter is at room temperature. Then add in your egg. Then mix in your vanilla extract. With your mixer at a low speed, slowly mix your dry ingredients into your wet until they're just incorporated. You don't want to overmix this. Grab a sheet of parchment paper to cover your surface and divide your dough into 4 discs. Take 1 disc, sandwich it between 2 pieces of parchment paper, and roll it out to a 1/4 inch thickness. Do the same with your other 3 discs. Chill all of your dough either in the freezer for 15 minutes or in the refrigerator for half an hour. Once your dough is cold and firm, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. When you take the dough out of the refrigerator, be sure to work fairly quickly because it will come to room temperature and start getting really smushy. Peel back the first layer of parchment, put a little flour on your cookie cutter. With your straw, you want to poke your hole for the hanger so you can hang them on your tree. Transfer these cookies to your cookie sheet. Save all of your scraps. roll them out again and chill them again, and you can cut more cookies from them. Take your cookies to the oven and bake them until they're golden brown around the edges. That'll be about 12 minutes, but you want to take a peek at about 5 minutes, see how they're doing, turn the tray around, and judge how much longer you think that they need to bake. Since my cookies are pretty big, they took about 18 to 20 minutes to finish baking. And when they look golden brown on the edges, leave it to cool off in the pan for about 5 minutes, and then you can transfer them to a wire cooling rack to cool completely. To make your royal icing, put your 4 cups of powdered sugar into your mixing bowl, meringue powder, and 4 tablespoons of water. Set your electric mixer to low. You want to limit as much as possible the amount of air that's going in your icing. I have some extra water and powdered sugar here because sometimes getting the right consistency can be a little bit of a dance itself, so we want to make sure that this becomes smooth, but we also want it stiff enough to be able to hold the shape of the hairy icing tip. This is the texture we're looking for. It still feels pretty smooth and I can move my spatula through it. However, when I make a little peak, I put a dab onto my, well, I guess any surface and pull away, that little peak stays up for at least 15 to 20 seconds. If it falls back down, then you still need to add more powdered sugar, but this is looking really good to me. This amount of icing will cover about 14 to 16 cookies. You can divide that up into as many colors as you want. I'm dividing this up into 2, so grab 2 bowls, 1 for each color, and your food coloring. With a spatula, spoon in however much frosting you want for this first color. At this point, if you want to put on gloves, that could be a good idea. When you're working with food coloring, it can get all over the place. My fingers are already a little bit pink, but I'm not going to worry about that so much. Just wanted to say that in case you need your hands to look really clean for some reason. So I'm going to be using my neon blue. I would start with just a drop or 2. It's always easier to add more rather than try to take away. Before putting this in a piping bag, I'm going to mix up my other color just because we don't want this icing to start drying out. If you're going to be a while mixing up a bunch of different colors, cover your first bowl in saran wrap. Grab your pastry bag and your tip number 233 and drop the tip into the bag. All the way down there, and we're just trying to determine where to cut the tip of the bag. You can make a little mark with a pair of scissors, like this. Back the tip out a little bit. So this looks like about 1 inch for me. Push the tip back through. You can see here the plastic has cleared the tip so the frosting can come out, but the tip is still snug within the bag. Take the open edge and peel it back toward the outside. Start twisting the top of your bag so all this icing doesn't ooze back out the top. See, this is ready to go. The technique here is really simple. You just push the tip against the top of the cookie, pull up, and let go when the hair is the length that you want it. So it's little short bursts of squeezing, lift, and stop squeezing. Squeezing, lift, and stop squeezing. And it creates this really fun hairy texture. Be mindful of the hole that we left for the hanging loop. Squeezing the icing out of the bag will also get a little bit easier once your hands start warming up with icing. Don't forget to put on your monster eyeballs. When you've finished icing all of your cookies, they'll need about 2 hours to dry. To get your cookies ready for your tree, grab your ribbon or yarn or string, cut maybe 6 to 8 inches, and gently loop this through the hanging hole in your cookie. And you can tie this off maybe 1 inch or 2 inches from the top of the cookie. How adorable, I mean super scary is this for a Halloween decoration at home? Let's make some spooky eyeballs. Grab your red candy melts. You might want to remove some of the hunks and microwave a little bit at a time. Just do it for 30 seconds, check it, stir it, and do another 30 seconds. You want to be careful not to scorch it, but you do want to get it to a nice smooth consistency. You want to spatula your candy melts into the bag. Squish all the candy towards one corner. Cut a really tiny corner of the Ziploc bag off. Grab one of your jumbo marshmallows and squeeze a disc of melting chocolate right on the top. Take one of your toothpicks, and you can drag it out and draw little red veins like this. You grab one of your candy eyeballs and stick it right in the top and center, like that. You can easily customize both of these projects to suit your own unique aesthetic. Edible decorations are fun to make and delicious to eat, but remember to take them off your tree at the end of the day. You don't want them to spoil or attract unwanted creepy crawlies. Check out Treetopia for even more ideas for the very best Halloween house decorations.